figures show there have been over 600 hate crimes in Suffolk over the past year, the majority of them racial. It comes as a week of events begins aimed at raising awareness of what hate crime is and encouraging people to report it if it happens to them. Emma Free from Suffolk has retinitis pigmentosa. Now that's a degenerative condition which means she can now only distinguish dark from light. For the last 4 years, Emma has been with her guide dog Jazz. But last year, Jazz was attacked by another dog. Emma was supported by the Hate Crime Service during the court action that followed, and the experience has inspired her to get involved with this week's events. I met her at her home and she told me all about it.
I put my life in her paws. I trust her explicitly. Out and about, she enables me to be able to do the school run, go shopping, meet friends, go to appointments, the day-to-day activities that sighted people take for granted.
Tell me about what happened on the day that she was attacked.
The day of the attack was pretty horrid, actually. I was going routinely to collect my children from school, and from nowhere she was pounced upon by a vicious-sounding dog. And right from our training, you're told that you release the harness and the lead so your dog can make way for freedom and safety. So she headed into the school and the dog continued to chase her and did go for her, but the owner managed to get his dog under control before any physical damage was done.
Now, this would be frightening enough for anyone, but how frightening was it for you, bearing in mind you couldn't see what was going on?
I went cold, I froze, I had no idea what this dog had done to my dog. I didn't know the state or the condition she was in. Fortunately, I had a very good friend with me at the time who grabbed my arm and assisted me in making my way to my dog.
What did the owner of the other dog say?
He said, "It doesn't matter, there's no blood." And I was just mortified, bearing in mind we were outside of school. I said, "What if that had been a child?" He came back with, "My dog didn't want a child, it just wanted your dog." He was quite arrogant and kind of just walked away. And I said, "Do you understand that because of the new law you could actually be prosecuted?" And he kind of sort of said whatever. And
now, she wasn't physically harmed, as I understand it, but she still carries some mental scars, doesn't she?
Absolutely. 13 months on, it doesn't have to be the same size, breed of the one that actually attacked her. She is very wary and will not proceed until that dog has passed us and she feels she is safe to continue. I mean, I didn't leave the house for a good few days afterwards. When we did return, Jazz was very wary to pass the area, but guide dogs were very supportive, and I had a mobility instructor come out and check her psychological happiness, if you like, with the environment, and touch wood, she would have been fortunate to carry on working to this day.
And tell me a little bit, Emma, about the process of bringing about a prosecution. How difficult was that?
Initially it was quite difficult because it was a new law that had gone through that an attack on an assistance dog could be treated as an attack on myself, because ultimately she is my eyes. There was a lot of a lack of awareness, if you like, as to what channels should be proceeded as to taking a prosecution further. And it was very upsetting. I had to go through the whole incident over and over again with different people until Debbie Charles stepped in from the hate crime team and supported us all the way.
Were you aware that it would be classified as a hate crime from the outset?
No, because of the new law, I just assumed it was like treated as just as an assault, or I wasn't really sure 100% of how it would be proceeded. I just knew that because of the new law, we were able to prosecute him. It was not just a dog-on-dog attack, and that's why I stuck to my guns and kept phoning the police to say they needed to come and take a statement, and I wanted to prosecute. It was a friend actually who put me on to Deborah, who sort of said this needs to be treated as a hate crime. It's a disability hate crime, and it was quite an eye-opener for me. Hence I'm sort of raising the awareness now and speaking at the vigil next week.
Well, the owner of the dog in Emma's case was prosecuted under the Dangerous Dogs Act.